Hey guys, if you want to win this bench and that fingerboard, go ahead and check out my previous video. Hey guys, it's me Jeremiah here. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to make a really easy homemade rail. The materials you're going to be needing is pencils, masking tape, spray paint, which I don't have in my room, a knife. I'm using this really cheap like multi-tool knife. You would also need a hammer and hot glue or super glue. Now, of course, you would also want gloves if you're going to be using super glue or hot glue. Anyways, so your first step you want to be able to do is if you have brand new pencils, you don't have to cut off this end. But if you don't, then you're going to do what I did and cut off this end. When you're done with cutting off your ends and spraying your two pencils, or one, depending on the style you want your fingerboard rail, you want to also do 2 feet. And after you're done with that, you also want the 2 feet, and these are legs. Now, the reason I put tape over these is because they cracked on both of them, but they still are going to work. The only problem is this side has leftover tape. For this next step, what you want to do is take your tape, and while you're at that, put your hot glue to get ready. Take a good length of tape and set your 2 base rails down. Go ahead and tape them. Like this. And then push them together, tape it all the way around. Now, as you can tell, I'm doing the corner, and I'm doing that for a reason. And go ahead, if you want to do the other side, actually I think this is pretty sturdy, depending on how tight you're going to do that. Okay, now for the next step, you're going to need your hot glue. Okay, for the next step, you want your hot glue gun to be on its highest point possible. Trust me, you want your hot glue to be liquefied as much as possible. As you guys can tell, there's a little crack between the wood. You're going to, that's kind of helpful, but the pencils are bent. So anyways, what you do is you put it on the ground, this, and you make sure it's straight. And just take a good amount that the hot glue goes between the cracks by itself. Like that. And I'm pressing down as hard as I can. Okay, then when you wait a little, what you want to be able to do is go ahead and run your finger onto the hot glue like this. I know this step might be a little weird, but what you're doing is you're getting all that hot glue above the pencils out. Like that. You're pretty much just making it smooth. And go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. What you guys just saw in the previous clip, I was rubbing down the two regals onto the concrete on one of the bad sides. As you could tell, what I did is made it flat like this, and I did a little bit on the top side. And what I did on this side is to make it look like it's worn down, you know, like I grinded on it. Okay, so for the next step, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding the legs. Okay, in this step, what you need to do is take your legs and make sure your hot glue is a good temperature. It doesn't have to be really high temp, but just make sure it's on a good temperature. And what you want to do is flip it over to that flat side that you grinded down. And I'm going to do is take one of my legs, and that sounded funny, put it down like this and measure it where I want to put the legs. I think it's a little bit too far, so we'll just cut it in a little like here. So do it on both sides. Okay. Make the marks a little bit more visible for you guys. Okay. So now take your sprayed legs, which is again an option, and what you will, I like to putting the hot glue onto here first, is put like a drop of hot glue on it and go ahead and put it down and try to make it straight as possible. Now do that on the other side. So right now what I'm going to be doing is putting the legs. Now I think putting 4 would be better, but I only have 2, so let's work what we got. I'm going to glue this here, and I'm going to line it up. Like that.